Hey everyone! Today I want to talk about the Bluesound Pulse Cinema soundbar plus its smaller sibling, the Pulse Cinema Mini. These are stylish, low-profile bars that will absolutely blow away the sound that's coming from your TV speakers. Both soundbars merge seamlessly into your BluOS whole home music system, and they can utilize Bluesound powered speakers as rear channels in a wireless surround sound system. So, in a world full of soundbars, what makes them special? While they do all the TV and movie things you want from a soundbar, these shine especially bright when you use them to play music. If listening to music on your soundbar is your primary goal, with better TV sound as icing on the cake, these soundbars are well worth a look. First, though, let's take a look at some specs. The Pulse Cinema is the larger bar, about 4 feet wide and just under 3 inches tall, and it's easily capable of filling medium to large rooms with TV and movie sound. It's got 12 speakers inside, with some firing upwards to create those overhead Dolby Atmos effects. The Cinema bar can decode Atmos and has a virtualization setting to upmix the sound coming in from a stereo source. Built-in woofers and plenty of power deliver pretty good bass for a slim soundbar. And if you want more, you can add Bluesound's wireless Pulse Sub Plus. Adding the sub and satellite speakers is easy to do in the BluOS app, and if you already have a powered sub you like, there's a subwoofer preamp output on the back for a wired connection. You can hang the Pulse Cinema on the wall or lay it down in front of your TV, and the soundbar will sense which method you chose and adjust its sound automatically. It's pretty thin and sleek, and when I hooked it up at home with my Sony TV, it didn't block the IR port for the remote. The Pulse Cinema Mini looks about the same, but it's more than a foot shorter and thus probably best deployed in a smaller room. The Mini has 6 speakers inside, and it uses the same Dolby Atmos and surround upmixing as the larger bar. The larger Pulse Cinema comes only in black, but you can get the Pulse Cinema Mini in black or titanium gray. The Pulse Flex satellite speakers and Pulse Sub Plus add some different colors. All of them have a fabric wrap, and that's something I came to appreciate about them. In my bright family room, they were able to blend into the room better because they weren't casting reflections. Neither soundbar comes with a remote control, and you don't need one anyway because anything you need to do for setup or anything else you can do inside the BluOS app. When you connect to your TV with HDMI ARC, your TV remote controls the volume. If you like having a separate remote for everything, you can add a Bluesound RC1 remote, but again, it's not in the box. There's a touch panel on the top of each bar which kicks on when you approach. It's got volume and play-pause controls, and also 2 buttons you can save as presets for quick recall. You can set those however you want inside the BluOS app. The app makes setup pretty easy, and really, there's not much to do. There's no calibration and just a few options for sound tuning. This is about the least complicated soundbar I've tested in quite a while. In the app, you've got 3 listening modes plus an option to turn them off. They're called Music, Movie, and Late Night, and you can tweak them a little, but there's no real fine-tuning available beyond turning effects on or off and bass and treble. I'm fine with that simplicity too, especially for a soundbar. I think half the point of a soundbar is that I just want to plug it in, turn on the TV, and go. Bluesound has these bars tuned very well out of the box, and I'll guess that most people will be pretty happy with how they sound right away. Inside each preset, you've got bass and treble controls, plus you can toggle on and off Bluesound signal processing. You'll see 3 options for that. One is the surround up mixer. That takes 2-channel audio and turns it into a surround sound mix. Another is the virtualizer, which expands the left to right sound stage. The third option is called volume leveler, which tries to maintain consistent volume regardless of source. I'd turn this off and keep it off, just because every now and then I felt like it was also smoothing out song dynamics just a bit. I added a pair of Pulse Flex speakers as rear surrounds, and the process was really easy in the app. The BluOS app works really well. It's intuitive. I plugged in each speaker, added it when prompted by the app, and then made a group with the Pulse Cinema and Pulse Flexes. There's no auto calibration to do. You just group them together and then dial the volume up or down for each surround speaker manually until it sounds good. I had to do this in my listening room because the seating position is a lot closer to one rear surround than the other. So yeah, tuning the Pulse Cinema to my room was a manual to taste process between turning on or off the digital processing and adjusting speaker levels. I ended up engaging the surround upmixer and virtualizer settings while watching World Cup soccer games because sports are so much fun to watch in surround sound when you can hear and feel the emotion of the crowd all around you. With the rear speakers in place, toggling the surround upmixer off means you're getting a stereo signal sent back there versus a surround sound rear mix. With the upmix setting to on, the sound coming through them sounded more ambient and complementary, as it should be for rear surrounds. So I recommend using that setting if you add rear speakers to your setup. The overall Atmos effect is satisfying, but definitely not as precise as more movie-focused soundbars. I'd call it more of a glow effect where the soundstage is noticeably more around and above you and more 3D than before, but it's not like you're ducking bullets or wondering how it's raining outside. Dialogue does come through nice and clear, and the virtualizer setting really does widen the soundstage nicely. Bass is delightfully present and very well defined. It's not room shaking like a separate subwoofer could be, but the bar on its own plays pretty deep and it delivers a lot more impact from a movie or game soundtrack than your TV can. However, this is a soundbar that does by far its best work as a music player. I connected my phone using Tidal Connect, changed the listening mode to music in the app, and fired up some tunes. My first impression was, wow, does this make high-res tunes sound great? Mids and highs were crystal clear and the bass blended really well. What I loved about the bass is how well defined it is, which helps it stand out in the mix. And also, sometimes bass can have a tough time keeping up with songs that have faster, complex bass lines, but not here. The Pulse Cinema made the intricate bass lines and anti-love song by Betty Davis and Lake Street Drive's cover of I Want You Back separate themselves nicely. So, who are these soundbars for? If you're really into movies, sports, or gaming and want the best surround sound you can get from a soundbar, I'd look at something else, especially something that lets you tune the soundbar to the room it's in. But if you're building a whole house high-res Bluesound music system and you like to stream high-res music or stream from Apple AirPlay and also happen to want your TV to sound a lot better, it's a no-brainer. The soundbars play music so well, and they're a great upgrade for your TV that you can expand as you wish. If you have any questions about the Bluesound Pulse Cinema or Pulse Cinema Mini or anything else we sell, get in touch. And thanks for watching.